Hi everybody. Alright, this is another one of those videos of final little pieces that need to get done, and in this installment are the canopy clips. So as you look at the complete mess that is my workbench there, next to the yellow box knife in the bottom center, you'll see two small rectangular pieces of metal that you see me fiddling with there. Those make up the canopy clips. Now this is a very delicate process. This is one of the places in the plans where you're going to see the plans say specifically, don't deburr this thing too much. Because basically we have two pieces of metal here. One sits on top, and this covers the zone, the two areas where the canopy gets inset into the top of the fuselage. Well, you need some clips on top of that to keep the water out, plus to make it look pretty. The top piece contours perfectly with the fuselage and matches it very specifically, so you don't want to deburr that too much, because then there'll be gaps and it won't seal nice, and no one wants that. And then there's the bottom piece, which is very delicate, and that is going to provide the two areas of friction that hold the clips in place. So you have to be very delicate. Plus, we're going to wind up using the very smallest rivets. We're going to be using AN2 rivets on it, which are teeny tiny. The idea is that it will slip into place. The bottom piece, or the bottom piece of the metal, or bottom piece of the clip, has an extension in the front, which you will bend very specifically to sort of make it a bulgy clip type thing, which will cause, which will be friction locked up against the fuselage there. And then the back has a couple of ears, which will then clip around another piece, set of ears that are on the fuselage, and sort of lock it into place there as well. I know it's very confusing. Trust me, I was very confused. So again, these are both very delicate pieces, so you have to be very, very gentle with them. They need to be perfectly flat, and don't bend them. So, all right. So while you're watching me do that, some updates. My airworthiness application to the FAA has been approved, or at least it's been accepted and handed over to the FSDO where my DAR lives. Now, small rant against the FAA. Yes, the FAA has taken strides in current times to become, more digital, less actual paperwork, and that's all well and good. And they have an online portal where you upload all of your forms, etc., for your airworthiness. How do you think, though, that they actually distribute those forms and approve and stuff like that? Some bloated proprietary government system built in the 70s on COBOL or something? No. I'm afraid it's much more. I'm afraid it's worse than that. They use SharePoint. So just let that sink in. So yeah, it only took a week for them to actually find my file, which is about right on time. So, to the FAA, well, get a better license, a better software license. All right, so once the two pieces are clipped together, or I should say riveted together, and you've manipulated the bottom piece so that it's got the little bend in the front, it's time to actually put them on the fuselage. So there are the two spots you can see the clips go in. You need to have the canopy up to actually have them in place. Then you lower the canopy, and then you use a small punch, as there's a hole in the top of the clip, which pushes the ears of the lower piece of metal down. Then you slide the clip forward, and then the ears on the clip lock around the ears on the fuselage, and don't allow it to be backed out. Now, I will say that this takes a lot of manipulating and maneuvering. It's a very tight piece, and you've got to make sure that there's no resistance and there's no extra material anywhere near where the clip is supposed to go, which can be tough because we put some epoxy back there to seal the sides. So, yeah, but we get it done, and that's all that's important. All right, in the next video, we're going to do some work on the cowl, wheels, whatever it takes to get this thing up. So, thank you for joining me, everyone. See you soon.